Ross Productions.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Black Barbershop. It's your boy Gotti. You got my nigga Ace Boogie up in here. What's the deal, my nigga Ace?
I'm having a good day. I'm ready to get to it. These topics, I'm ready to go in on them today.
No, me, and I'm blessed because we're here on this great Taco Tuesday. And you know how we do, man. We got some great topics today. So today we actually going to go a little soft on y'all. We ain't going to go too much on the political aspect or the Black Revolution, how we usually own it. We finna talk about some real...
we spent a lot of weeks on that.
Yeah, we spent a lot of weeks on it. We about to go into relationships. And I actually have my lady here today, my fiance, my queen, Brielle. How you doing, babe?
I'm good. How are y'all?
And you know she's a returning guest, so she's back up in here. And she actually brought her, I would say her accomplice.
You know what? I feel like
her.
It's starting to be a pattern.
Yeah.
Every time shit need to get in order, the wifey come in.
Right. No, for real. And now you know we have her accomplice with her best friend. You know, somebody, her go-to. You know what I'm saying? You know, her alley-ooper that dunks it in all the time. We got Bria Lee in here. You feel me? How you doing, Bria?
What's poppin'?
What's up, man?
So this ain't about to be one of them situations where they just agree with each other on everything they say.
Okay,
you got to be on my side today.
I'm saying that. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like a battle of the sexes? Or?
Yeah, you might have to be on my side today because I know for sure they're going to be coming for me for some of these questions that I have.
Shite.
But all together, though, you know, we got some great things about to go on today. We have our segments that we usually have. Most people know we got Who Needs a Lineup. Who needs a lineup, as we know from most of y'all who are new listeners, are people who needs a lineup if they fuck up. So if they fuck up, they need to get a lineup. If they don't need a lineup, that means they pretty much good for another week, okay? And it's kind of I would kind of call it a current event. You know, we talk about things that are popular subject matters right now that's happening in media and social media altogether. And then altogether, you know, we have our other segment, which is Don't F My Cut Up, but we do have this or that, so we add that in there. This or that is going to be this or that. You're going to choose one out of the two, okay? Before we go into it, though, I would like Bria to plug herself because Bria is actually a queen as well, extraordinary, does a lot of great things, but she actually has her own business. She's actually excelling in that business that she's starting right now. So if you want to plug yourself social media wise and tell people what you do, and you know what is so great about Bria, how about that? How about we answer that question?
Okay. Well, I am a yoga instructor. You can follow me at Yoga with Bria on IG, and I don't know, I guess what's great about me is that I'm cool as hell.
For sure. I agree.
I try to be very honest with everything, and, you know, I just, yeah.
Shout out to Bria.
I got a yoga question.
Of course.
Because, you know, like, nah, for real, like, you know, like, you have certain religious people that say that certain yoga positions and yoga is like a form of like a satanic ritual almost.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard that?
No.
Are you Christian?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's probably. Nah, I'm saying that's probably why. Because they do say that yoga in different yoga positions are like you're actually like channeling spirits. I'm not one of them people that believe that at all. Like that has to be like.
Oh, because that's like that conversation we had about that whole meditation situation.
Exactly,
because
I do believe that meditation is I do believe that yoga is a form of meditation.
It's definitely a form of meditation.
Okay.
So I think if people are thinking of like challenging spirits, it's not necessarily challenging spirit. I think it's really just challenging yourself to dive into yourself. So it's not necessarily, I don't know why it's kind of twisted to doing satanic rituals. That's kind of wild, but
you will notice. I mean, you will notice once you get into it, is that everything that people do is, you know what I'm saying? They say everything is satanic. So
right. When they want to put something down, they're gonna put that Illuminati twist on there, that 666 twist on there.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then you know we got my girl up in here, my fiance, my woman, my lady, my old lady. Plug yourself. Let them know what you do, and let them know your social media as well, babe.
I do natural hair, braids, twists, crochet styles. You can follow me at by Brielle Imani on Instagram.
And you know they low key downplaying themselves. You feel me? Like Brielle is actually stamped by Dr. Carey. For those who do know, she actually went to some of her courses over the course of time, got her certifications. Then we got Bria. She got her bachelor's degree as well. So that's dope from Northridge. Shout out to being a matador, because I'm a matador as well. And yeah, so we all got our businesses going.
Now he was telling me you did somebody famous here like recently.
Yeah, she does this.
Yeah, what
she
was that
does
shit
it.
about?
She don't want to brag about it, but it's cool. We gonna put that on ice right now. We just gonna say she doing great things. Yeah, she doing great
assistant?
things.
Just an assistant for now.
Yeah, that's that downplaying
That's-
stuff.
yeah,
But you
that's-
feel me?
yeah.
Yeah. So you know we got Ace, that's the barber. We got Bria that's out here doing her yoga, and we got my girl Brielle out here doing her thing when it come to her here. You know, she don't just be assistant, she does this. And then, you know, me, I got the line I am West, but I'm in education, so I'm just a little bit, you know, out of the cool loop because everybody else is entrepreneurs low-key than I am. But yeah, we're gonna go into the topics.
You are an entrepreneur,
You
bro.
got your I am
but
West. What are you talking
but,
about?
but I'm not living
Right,
fully,
that's that downplaying
yeah,
shit.
Right.
yeah, I'm not living fully off of it like y'all doing, but I'm trying to get like that. So
It'll come.
Yeah, so what we do have going for Who Needs a Lineup is, before we start, this is kind of going to be a this or that question just because I want to know, Jada or Will? Who deserves a lineup first, Jada or Will? And I'm gonna elaborate on it, but if you could think about what's happening right now in media with the August Alsina situation, who deserves a lineup, Jada or Will? Who would y'all give a lineup to?
I can't even comment on this shit.
You can't?
I mean, Will the guy, so I can never line Will up.
Okay.
So
So
what
I'm
you
gonna have
doing?
to
You
trickle it
automatically
down to
right?
Jada. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trickle. I feel like they
Wow.
both deserve a lineup, but Will is Will. So it's
Okay.
like I can never line Will. So I gotta trickle it down to Jada. Like
Okay.
That's deep.
Well, I'm gonna say that neither of them need a lineup.
Okay.
And I mean, should I expand on that or should we
Yes.
just...
nah, of course.
Now, actually, we're just going to go for the lineup or who need the lineup, and
Okay.
then I'm going to explain why I chose just the this or that type of situation.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Bria.
See,
Okay, so nobody, so
I
nobody,
told,
So
I
no-
told niggas. That's what I told
Yeah.
you.
So
It's
just
gonna
because
be
we
this.
agree, what does that
Bro, I
mean?
thought
Like-
it was gonna be this.
All right.
It already starting.
and then I'm going to give Jada a lineup as well.
Okay,
because
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like
so
Will,
agree with me. Yeah, for
but,
sure.
Yeah, but this is the reason why. I'm going to tell you why I chose this matter of a this or that situation. It seems like Jada's being glorified in social media right now, and Will is
Is
being
she?
slandered. And not either one of them has spoke on the topic of situation, right?
Rightfully so.
Yeah, so I'm just speaking in reference to the way how media is perceiving this perception of what August said is kind of fucked up, because it's like they're praising Jada like, oh, you gave him that bomb, you know, you old whoop, you know, that's how young niggas do. That's what you're hearing on social media. Then on the other end, you're hearing people say, hey, Will, you made this nigga fuck your girl? Like, what the fuck? You know, like,
Do he got an album coming out?
yeah, he got an album coming out. So I feel like this was a
I think it's
publicity
already
stunt.
out, which is the funny part.
Yeah, he
too.
put it has a documentary series with it. We were actually watching a little bit of it the other day. But I'm asking this question because I want to put you guys in a situation. If you were the person that you had no, like Will, you were Will in this situation, would you want your spouse to speak up on what something was said as soon as it happened? Or would you go ahead with collaborating with that individual and coming out with a way to address this social media bazaar? Because I just want to know what you guys might think about this situation being Will.
This is tough.
Well, I could speak. I mean, we've always heard about Will and Jada's relationship, even from years ago.
Facts.
And we already knew that they probably had an open relationship. Now, the fact that they've never addressed it after all these years, I think is a beautiful thing, and I don't think they need to start now. Like,
Okay.
I think they just need
It's
to keep.
nobody's business.
It's nobody's business, and the fact that people are either praising Will or praising
But I'm
Jada,
try-
whatever it is, like, they need to just. It's not their business. So who cares what they're doing?
See, my thing is this. I'm one of them people, right? Okay, true enough, they are celebrities, right? But I feel like if it's nobody's business, then how does everybody know?
Because of August.
No. We knew this about them before August came out.
Somebody else probably said something. They're not the ones coming out saying it. It's other people who are coming out saying it.
Right.
Right, but I feel like you should have you should have a tighter lid on what you doing in your personal life. It's like we all knew that there was a ton of rumors swirling out here about Will and Jada.
Well, they
and their
have
open
addressed it.
relationship.
They addressed it at the red table, and the
Have
conversation.
they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
addressed it at the red table. The conversation they had was literally Will saying that he was in a deep, like, dark space at one point where it was that obvious to Jada, but not him. He didn't know who he was. He thought that he had to live up to this stature of who the Fresh Prince was, and it was drawing her away. He seen it, but he thought that because he was giving her the outside glamour of what life is, that he was doing his job. But all she wanted was time from him and him to listen, but he wasn't. He was doing the extras, right? So they addressed it in reference of saying that during that time, Jada was doing her own thing and Will was doing his own thing, but they never addressed if they were cheating. They just talked about the idea that they knew that they weren't leaving each other, and they had different conversations with, I guess, a higher power. They came together and they collaborated on what their ins and outs are. And that's what I got from that conversation. If anybody else have something they want to add on there, that's kind of what I've got out that Red Table Talk.
So can I ask one thing? How did August Alsina come into the picture? Was he a friend of Jaden?
Yeah.
Because that's what I heard.
It seems so. Apparently, I guess August was dealing with August was dealing with issues with drugs or whatever the case was, and him and Jada formed a relationship because they both had like a substance abuse issue in their past. And I'm not too sure, obviously, but I guess August was cool with the family. But long story short, they all cool with the family. Like, everybody is just cool. So they just had a good relationship, and then
they did that.
You know,
I'm convinced now. I didn't know the backstory. They both had substance abuse issues. What, Jada stepped in to Red Table Talking,
right?
I guess,
and get it together, and
they
did that.
We really just don't know.
I feel like I kind of do know. I'm with August.
Well, guess what?
August ain't lying.
I mean, I'm sure he.
Nah, because I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this though. I feel like that's bad. That's bad on Jada. That's really bad on Jada because she had to give that dude that type of energy in order for him to, you know what I'm saying? In order for that to happen, you had to give him that type of energy.
In order for what to happen? For them
to have sex. Yeah, you married to Will Smith.
Hey, but niggas lie every day, B.
You married to Will.
Too. Niggas lie every day, B.
But we don't know to the extent on
bro, that
how
dude
they
not
even
lying, bro.
started.
That dude not lying.
I don't think he probably
that dude is not lying.
Again, we don't know. But if it did actually happen, it's like we can't just assume that.
Hey, I love Will and Jada, so he lying.
We wanted to be what it is.
They like Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? And then nobody wants to believe Jay-Z cheated. So it's like
that's everybody believe that.
I know they do, but just listen to what I'm saying. I'm just in that scenario right now where it's like Jada didn't do that. Get out, leave. That's not cool.
And then you got all these pictures of them together. It's like, come on, man. She clearly was giving him the energy. It's so many pictures surfacing of just them.
They probably, I am not in it.
Even if they had the
no
energy,
kids involved.
Again, it's none of our business. They Will probably already knew about this. August probably is right.
So then they gotta address it.
So they
gotta address it.
Had sexual relations.
August is saying
that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said.
He said he gave himself to her.
Yeah, he said
Oh, there you go.
That's what he said. He gave himself to her.
That's what young people say when they're younger than women. That's what young boys say when they're younger than the woman that they having sex with. Okay. I gave myself to her.
All right. I'm going to watch the interview.
If you said that now, that kind of changes things. Because we really don't fucking know if that's the case. This nigga didn't say I fucked Jada.
Yeah, we don't know, right? Jada didn't do it.
Nah, because he not going to say nothing like that because like he said from jump, he still got a great deal of love for these people. These people are his family. That's what he considered them as.
That makes it weird.
He said because, you know what I'm saying, you got people addressing certain rumors and whoop, and then he's like, now all of this stuff is starting to affect my health. So I got to speak my truth.
All right,
keeping this in the inside.
All right.
Yeah, you already know he's sick.
So guess what? This is what we going to do. We got some we got some more topics, but we're going to go into this topic. But if you do want to call in on that matter, 323-900-0478.
Yeah,
323-900-0478. If anybody want to call in, y'all can call in and talk about that. But we finna go to the next subject
August.
matter. So let's go into Kanye West running for president.
I don't believe it.
Do y'all think this is gonna be a real election for him to be in it?
No.
Y'all think he's just
publicity.
talking?
He's already getting in too late.
He always, that's it. This the same Kanye shit he always do. It's always
he about to drop an album.
He about to do something.
I'm everything yay though. Let me just get that clear. I'm everything yay, but no, it's not going to happen for him.
So I got a question. Why would you vote for Kanye?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not voting.
Okay. So y'all will. Okay, I'm not gonna make y'all cast. I'm not gonna make y'all cast y'all vote. But y'all wouldn't rather have a black man president than who's going to run for president.
What is he gonna do? It's the same shit with anybody.
Okay, but what are they gonna do?
They ain't gonna do shit, but that's the only people we fucking got to choose from. Like,
well, that's not the only people we got to choose from if we have the opportunity to elect him. That's all I'm saying.
But, well, he needs to come about and say what he's going to do.
That's crazy.
Sunday service?
I feel like, and I brought this as a subject matter because I think this is messed up, right? When black people start something, we have to prove ourselves. When you have people who don't look like anything or know anything, and they just look like a presentable item of what it usually looks like as a ideal image, people actually go towards it. Like,
but
if
do you think that's the
tell
reason
them
why people aren't fucking with Kanye on this matter? Do you think it's because of that, or do you think it's because it's here go Kanye doing another fucking publicity stunt?
Okay, but look at how much things these two. Yeah, but look at how much publicity these other two
I think
presidents.
he'd be dead serious about the shit he say.
Yeah, but I'm only speaking in reference to we're voting for people who's been in politics for years, right? Mm-hmm. That's obviously how this games go for people who run for president. They've been in the game for a long time. They've been governors, mayors. They've been undersecretaries, head of states, all types of things.
That we really don't know nothing about and never heard of until they start running for president.
All we know is they're in the game, right? Mm-hmm. But what happens is you have somebody come out the blue, and I'm only speaking in reference to, let's just say it's not Kanye. You have somebody come out the blue, and they fit the imagery of what it looks like to be a CEO or a president, right? Let's just say they're not a rapper, they're none of these things, but they do have this entrepreneurship and this foundation of being a boss nigga. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not black or he's not Hispanic, whatever the situation might be. Let's just look at this person as a person. They come into play. Why does that person low key get chosen before Kanye?
That's not, no, I think it still would matter on what that person is willing to do, regardless of what he looked like. If it's not Kanye and it's this person that you're talking about in this example, he still needs to talk about what he's about to do. So just a question, because I'm looking at imagery, right? Do you know who Michael Strahan is right now? The guy that has the big gap and he's usually on TV and the news in the morning. He's a football player. Yeah. Okay, so Michael Strahan is let's just say he's an image. Like he's a professional, founded like black man, and he gets that politician look. People start to promote him. He starts to have billboards everywhere, commercials, and he comes out to run for president. And he doesn't say a word. My whole thing is, this is my opinion, I feel like most people would jump on the bandwagon to vote for him as president. But if Kanye does the same thing, right, he comes out with the billboards, it's a shenanigans stunt. I think that's messed up because you're judging somebody. It's like looking at a basketball player that's 7 foot tall. He's dressed like a basketball player, but you don't know his skill set. Then you look at the fat guy, and he has on basketball wear, but he doesn't look athletic. And then you put them in the game, and that fat nigga's giving that tall nigga buckets. That's what I feel like is going to happen if Kanye gets into office, because people are downplaying him as that fat guy.
You think he's going to make a difference?
But that's the
I
thing.
feel
You're
like he
basing
can.
it off of him making a difference, but why do you think that?
Because I want to put positive energy into another black man. Because I feel like as black people, we always give this negative connotation of we always want to critique the other black person more than we critique people we don't know. Because if a white person has a business and a black person has a business, it seems like that white business gets all of this praise and love just by the idea of them having an item. This black person can have an item, but then the next thing is, they're not professional. They don't come on time. They don't do all these things. What if that white other...
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because I just feel like we're downplayed automatically by just critiquing each other.
I can agree with the point you're trying to make, but I don't think it's going to apply to Kanye.
Is it because he's Kanye, though? That's what I'm really asking.
It applies to Kanye because Kanye does the same shit all the time. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
But you want to know something? What bad has Kanye done? That's the real question.
Supporting Donald Trump.
Do you honestly think that him supporting Donald Trump affected any other black community member out there? That's the question. Because by him supporting somebody is like him saying he likes Nikes over Reeboks.
Yeah, but it's also for what that person stands for that you support.
But then that's the idea of what he brought to the table. As me being a black male and Ace being a black male, I looked at what Donald Trump was doing, and actually he made a difference. I'm not saying he's not racist. Definitely not saying that. Definitely not a Trump supporter. But I'm speaking in reference to what he's doing for us as black people and what he's bringing to the table for us to be aware of. Is crazy that no president has ever done. He's actually putting things on table. Like, we had this conversation with one of our previous members, right? And it was just for us to dumb us down for some of our listeners. If people really think about what Trump is doing out there, he's setting more opportunities for Americans. And I'm only putting that in reference to saying we're considered Americans, right? So that's more jobs for black people. That's number one. Secondly, he's actually providing us the space that I'm just saying, people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. So it's like, we're promoting the devil, as you would say, but he's actually benefiting us rather than promoting an Obama who gave a whole agenda to the LGBTQ community and didn't do anything for the African American community. That's the truth.
And really, and that really doesn't make any sense.
And people also supported Obama with full support because he's black.
Right.
So
but that's what I'm speaking in reference to as well, because during that year when Obama actually ran for presidency, it's just like we put all our hopes and our joy into the imagery. It was the imagery. And I feel like we're downplaying another black man because he's not Obama. That's fucked up.
I don't think that's
I can I mean,
maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Nah, I'm kind of old.
Some people understand what I'm saying.
I'm kind of old, so Obama had about 8 years, you know what I'm saying? And Trump just did about, okay, so my whole adult life I seen the whole Obama term, and then now into this Trump term.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you at all. It's looking like there's way more opportunities going on right now for us than any other time that I can think of.
That's just an opinion, though. That's not facts. I'm only speaking opinions because. And
you gotta look. Let me say this. A lot of people don't know what Trump do, or the things, or the bills that he's trying to get passed, or the stuff that he's against, or the stuff that he's for, because the what he would call fake news is always, you know what I'm saying. The media is always is against him. So we hear the bad. We hear the bad, but they don't tell you that Trump has arrested more sex traffickers than all the presidents combined since he been in. I mean,
that's a whole nother topic.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you wanted something. He did grab that girl by the pussy.
I mean, he did. You know what I'm saying.
But I'm only speaking in reference to what Trump is doing for our community. It's pretty beneficial. That's all. I can't say that Obama has done the same, because Obama went by a campaign, I would say funder, like who funded him the most. He went by who funded him the most and who promoted something that made sense for him to make it a movement, and he did that.
And we talked about this the other day. People overlooked Obama simply because they liked the way he treated Michelle.
And how he
they liked their relationship, and then he had Belle Biv DeVoe and him in the White House doing concerts and shit.
And Beyonce.
So we love that type of shit. So we gave him praise for that. But when you really look at the first thing somebody gonna say when you ask them what has Obama done, they gonna say healthcare. And it's a lot of holes in that Obamacare shit. It's a ton of them.
And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of things I don't agree with that Trump has done. Like deportation and ISIS is really fucked up. That whole situation is fucked up. Now, on the end of that being something that's being said, that's why I'm not a Trump supporter, because I don't agree with that. But I'm only speaking in reference to what he has done, because I can't really say what Obama has done for us. Obamacare was already being pushed before Obama was in office. Yeah. So that's something he actually didn't do. He took credit for it.
In defense of Obama, that's usually how the shit go, though.
Yeah.
So if we seeing the benefits from some shit that Trump doing, most likely, I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10, but most likely it was some shit that Obama probably was trying to implement before he got here.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to have, we have one more topic. But my question to you, do you think Kanye deserves a lineup for running for president? Yes or no?
Nope.
Nah, I'm with Ye.
What about you, Bria? You don't fuck with Ye, that's all.
Maybe not. Maybe that's probably why. Because I'm just like, whatever. Like, I fuck with the music, like, from time to time. But I just don't like the way he carries. I don't like his agenda.
He's a free soul, though.
What is his agenda?
I just feel like he is just so like he's about himself. He does I guess it's going against the grain, so maybe that's just what makes him cool. But it's just, I don't know. He just be having his moments, and I'm just like, all right, Kanye.
Yeah, he is bipolar.
I would like somebody like Kanye to lead. You know what I'm saying? Because just a couple years ago, they said he was borrowing money from people.
Yeah.
And now he got $1 billion company.
Right. But you know
that's
what?
American shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's 3-1 Kanye, do your shit. You feel me? And then, lastly, for who needs a lineup, does Minneapolis deserve a lineup? They actually freed another officer that was on the trial for the George Floyd situation.
What, they got bail?
The guy that was Asian, he actually just got out. So my whole question to y'all is,
on bail?
Yeah, he's off on bail. So my question to you guys are, Do you think they deserve a lineup, or do you think they get a pass? I know we don't want to go deep into this because we have a lightful conversation, but if you have any opinions, you can throw that on there. No lineup? Yeah,
I ain't giving no lineups on that one.
Okay.
They need a lineup. I think they need a
Honestly, it's like you're an accessory to murder. How many accessories to murder get let out on bail?
Right.
That's a whole different type of accessory, though, right there.
How?
I don't.
Cops back cops up, and if we was in that world, then we would.
The Asian dude was the dude that was actually standing up, right?
Yeah.
He was the only dude that wasn't.
He was standing there.
Well,
he
he was the
watched.
closest. He was the closest.
Yeah.
He was the closest.
I mean, but if you really think about it, in the line of duty, when some shit going on like that, what you supposed to do? Go against your superior?
Right.
What you gonna say? Get a
right. Right is right and wrong
Yeah,
is wrong.
you just
Nah,
gotta
right
do
is
what's
right
right.
and wrong is wrong. But unfortunately, in the police, in the line of duty, you'll fuck around and not have no job for speaking up on some shit like that. I know a lot of
And
police
that's-
officers.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, he probably didn't think the nigga was gonna kill him either.
He definitely saw. I just watched the video because it took me forever to actually get to watch it, and I just watched snippets of it, and I did see him specifically, the Asian dude, when the people in the back were saying he's not breathing, when the people in the back said he's not breathing, the Asian dude definitely looked down at him, and he looked concerned, and then he turned around and kept looking at the people trying to like make sure they're not coming to
Like,
him.
I'm
So
not in.
Right.
that alone to me, no. Like, I'm sorry. No.
I mean, power is
Lineup.
crazy when it comes to police. The police
really sad.
world. Power is crazy because you can't go against the grain when you're a police officer. It's like being a gangbanger, and your homies is going to smoke another hood. You can't really go and smoke your homies for smoking another nigga in the hood. So I mean, their politics is different from ours. But
It's a lot of politics
But
too.
we gonna leave that alone. R.I.P. To George Floyd. If anybody's out there who have watched the Dave Chappelle 856, that'll be. I mean 846. That'd be dope for you to watch. He actually talked about it. I've never seen the video because I don't want to see it. I only seen the pictures of the
Right.
yeah, because it's too much for me as a
It's
black man,
intense.
and it's a fear that I already
I can't
have.
watch it either.
Yeah, I already have a fear of that happening to me, so I would never want to watch that and see it. Because Eric Gardner, that fucked me up already.
Yeah.
That fucked me up. Because you would have never expected him to die, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, so going into our topic of discussion for tonight, we're going into relationships, okay? So let's give a round of applause for relationships. Hey, we're going into relationships.
Yes, sir.
So I do have a first question for y'all, and I think that this question is going to be very interesting going in to our conversation. Do you guys believe in gender roles? Do you guys believe that there's a certain? Do you believe that there's a certain type of responsibility that each part actually needs to hold into a relationship, or you don't think that is something that you could?
I'd be lying if I said no.
Yeah.
I'd be lying.
Okay.
And I'm not
You
about
better
to
not lie, Theo.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, women don't need to do this or men don't need to do this. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that. We each definitely, I feel like we do have roles to play. However, when it comes to certain, I feel like if you're trying to fit somebody into a box, then that's when you start to have issues.
I like how you twist it. So let's take away.
Nah, I kind of like that though.
No, hold on. We're going to go there because I do want to go there. But we're going to take away the whole we need to treat each other the same. Let's take that away and let's go into traditional. Let's go into traditional. What do you expect a man is to do, and what do you expect a woman is supposed to do? Because I would like to hear this from
Now
a
maybe
woman.
they should say the man, and then
No, they're gonna.
we say the woman.
Yeah, they're gonna go in on that. But the reason
I don't
why I'm
know.
asking is because I really want to know what women expect themselves to do. I know men know because we say it all the
Do you
time.
guys know?
We do. We know that we're protectors. We
See?
know financially we're supposed to bring in the cake. That's
Nah.
honestly-
I want to hear. I want
Yeah.
to hear.
Okay. So do you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You already talked.
So for me, I'm a little different. So I'm more so just like I need the respect. I need you to show me that you're down for me. Like I need you to show me that you care, you love, like. And then I feel like when
How
it
would one
comes
show
to,
that they down for you?
like just being there, like being respectful, being like, if you need something, like I got you, I'm here for you, like just being that person I can depend on when I need them to be there, and vice versa.
Right.
So to me, that's what I think of as like our roles in relationships. I try not to look at it as like, you know, the man has to take out the trash every day or whatever. Like, I don't like to look at it
But
that
they
way.
do.
But they do. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about taking out the trash or not. I live by myself. So I'm taking out my own motherfucking trash. So I don't really care too much about, oh, he has to take out the trash. Like, I can do the shit myself. Like, I'm more so of that type of female. But I'm not going to say, like, oh, but he, you know, he can't be just sitting on the couch not doing shit. Like, and I'm the one going to work. Like, I just feel like it has to be equal in that sense of what we're bringing to the table.
Okay, so let's go into separation mode, and then we're going to go into Brielle answering as well. Let's separate guy. Let's separate woman. What are qualifications that makes a man, and what are qualifications that makes a woman in a relationship? That's really the question I'm asking.
You saying like, what do each
one
have to have before they
to
ready
contribute.
to come to get? Okay, yeah.
To contribute for a relationship. What do you expect? You see how you said, don't take my trash out. But what do you expect? What do you expect from a guy that you're dating?
I would definitely want us to both be hardworking individuals, whether it is doing our own thing or whether we're working at a job. As long as you're passionate, we're going to be hardworking individuals. I want you to basically that. I want you to know what you want to do with your life. I want you to have plans for the future.
I want to see some ambition.
Yeah, you know, like some passion, like just all that. I want us to be on the same page as far as how we feel about each other. Like,
so it's okay if he don't got it, like right now.
Got what though?
Like
a job?
No, not a job, but just like
and
he's not in a position where it's like it's all roses. It's all red roses right now, but he has ambition.
Everybody is in a position where they have red roses, but you definitely just need to be making sure that you are doing your best in the situation that you are in and making sure you're trying to either better.
Okay, specific, provider-wise.
Why is that the question we always ask, though? Why we always want to know if the man don't got it right now?
I don't know. I just want to know provider-wise.
Provider as far as what, though? Like, are
because
you just
you're giving me neutral vibes, but there's things that's going to irritate you. So I'm only asking for the listeners, like, what do people want to see in their spouse? Like, I know you spoke about hard working. Obviously, you know, we all want somebody who's making something.
Nobody wants a bum.
Yeah, nobody wants a bum. But I mean, like, what standards do you hold that person to? When I speak in reference to, like, do they pay for the checks? Do they need to be a provider, or does this person?
What is your definition of a provider?
And I don't know what I don't know what a provider is.
I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm asking, because
Okay,
I know what a provider
you can't
is.
ask me what a provider is, and you don't know a definition of a provider.
Well, I'm asking from a woman, because I know,
Yeah,
I know our perspective is
Right.
different from y'all's.
What is a provider?
You know, here's the thing. Maybe it varies by, like, it's case by case by different women, because some women will say, I need you to make sure you take care of me. I need you to make sure you paying all my bills. I need you to make sure you paying for the check all the time. Like, I'm just not that type of person.
And that's where I'm going with that conversation. So, babe, what do you think is a provider?
Yes, babe.
What do you think is a provider?
First of all, you need to be there. You need to be present. That's first.
Okay.
What does that mean? Elaborate, please.
A stand-up dude.
Yeah, thank you.
I got you.
Okay, so what?
So
like not running the
sometimes,
streets,
of
or
course, sometimes, yeah, no, of course, I don't want you to run in the streets.
Just a man of your word.
Be a man of your word. Sometimes, of course, I want you to pick up the check. Yeah. If you could take care of the household on your own, of course. That's lovely. Who wouldn't want that?
Shut the fuck.
But that's not the only thing that sets you to be a provider. We talked about this the other night.
Yeah.
I put myself as being a provider of the household as well. We're both providers.
Yeah.
That means we're taking care of our children first. We're taking care of ourselves. We take care of the household. That means everything is in order. That's the main thing.
I think it's interesting that you just said that, because I think that's the part that everybody is out here missing. You get what I'm saying? It's like you looking at a man and you want him to be a provider, but the key thing that you just said is we're both providers,
right,
for our house. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I think
that's my
those are
partner.
that's the best type of hookup. It's like, nah, it's not like everybody do want to sit back and do whatever, and yeah, it would be great if Gotti could take care of everything. You get what I'm saying? But what position would that really put you in?
Exactly.
If he was taking care of everything, it'll put you in a position to where you know what I'm saying.
To be better and do more too as well, right?
Nah.
Well, that depends.
Depends on the
Nah.
person.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
Okay, so yeah. So I wasn't talking about that, but yeah, you can get your thoughts on that. Cause I was thinking that's more of it puts you more in a handicap position. I just think the best relationships work when, you know what I'm saying, it's just everybody just working together.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
not the handicapped person.
Right.
Praise the Lord.
If he was working all day, I'm gonna be working all day too. It's just gonna be on the other end,
Right.
behind the scenes. I'm gonna be working at home.
But that still puts you at a disadvantage though, and because
Why?
there's so many women out here that do that and think and I'm not gonna say think because that is a position of importance. You know what I'm saying? It's very important, but
Especially
what
when you have
happens?
kids.
Right. A lot of stuff comes with that though. You being at home, you taking care of the house, you taking care of the kids, woo, right? You cooking. You might be tired a little later on. Gotti might come in. He might want to get next to his lady. You get what I'm saying? And then that's how a lot of friction start happening in relationships. You get what I'm saying?
Well then, like because I'm only speaking on my relationship. In reference to having things in order, that's where you're actually taking accountability for things that you know the other person cannot do or the other person needs help with. And I feel like a lot of people miss that portion in their relationship. Because accountability is honestly how everything in life continues to prosper. If somebody
Facts.
If everybody is not actually taking accountability for the things that they know they need to fix about themselves or get help for, they're going to put somebody else into a sunken hole. And I feel like people usually get into this relationship mode and they just expect and have all of these
Societal standards.
Yeah, all of these imaginary standards, right? And I call them imaginary because nobody sees them. You don't know until you get into a situation with somebody that they had standards on something. You know what I mean? Like if somebody moves in with you, right? You would say, okay, I'm paying the bills, but then in your back of your mind, everybody is human. You're like, damn, it would be nice if they can contribute to the rent though, like just to throw money at me to have, and I can give that back to them somehow in some different way, right? Rather than to keep paying rent, this person just coming in and out the household and not saying nothing because that person is taking advantage without knowing, right? But then again, it could be accountability.
They know.
Yeah, I'm saying, but then again,
Niggas is grown as fuck.
Like,
and I find that to be what happens in a lot of relationships. I feel like most people are not being honest with themselves where they can contribute, help.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, I know our biggest thing that we just talked about this. We just said having kids. She does 10 times more than I do. Period.
Yeah.
And she has a job.
That's a gender role.
Yeah. So
that's a gender role.
And I'm not gonna say a job. She has a career. But my thing is, if I can wake up and, change a diaper, if I can wake up and hold my kid just not, just
give her a little break.
Yeah, give her the breaks that I can. I feel like I'm doing something, but it's probably not the most. Yeah.
Nah, facts.
But my main thing is then you have relationships that break up because of that. You have women who are mad because they feel like they're not being seen. And then the guy is just, overstepping boundaries because they don't give a fuck, honestly, or they don't know. So it's like, these are things
when
that
you say being seen,
they want to be seen. They want you to know that they need your help or they need your love. They just need that type of affection that shows that you care. Because if I'm coming home every day and I'm not actually, saying thank you for watching the kids or I appreciate you for cooking, don't you think that kind of weighs down on that person if you look at it like you're coming home and you're just walking in and eating and going to sleep?
Right.
I would want recognition as a guy if I'm cooking and cleaning. I'm just saying, I would.
Absolutely.
But what if you're in a relationship and you show your appreciation in different ways?
But that's the question of showing your appreciation in different ways. Sometimes showing your appreciation in different ways doesn't speak to just like saying thank you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
That's
what if I don't
when-
come in and say thank you for
That's
these
when
meals?
I think you need to
But then
learn
it's
your
like,
partner.
nah, you absolutely right. I was just thinking about that. Like,
And communicating.
I was thinking about that whole love language shit because I don't know my own. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
I
about
know.
to get that, but what's your
I know if I don't know my own, I damn sure don't know hers. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, so we only have one question. That's crazy. All right, so my next question to y'all, I'm actually going to start with you, Ace, because I do want to know how you feel about this one. What's the cheapest date you ever been on? Cheapest date you ever been on?
Damn, I gotta think.
That's easy. The beach.
The beach? That's your cheapest date?
Yeah, it's
Shout
free.
out. Okay, shout out to that.
Free 99.
Okay, what about the cheapest date that ever went wrong?
I never had no date go wrong, bro.
Hey, I fucks with you for that. That means that you're a good,
I never had a bad date in my life, bro.
that means that you're a great observer. That's what that means. I read something about being
Is
a
that
great
right?
observer. Yeah. If you don't, yeah.
Thanks, homie.
Great observer. Yeah. All right. What about y'all? What is the cheapest date you guys have ever been on?
Yeah, if it wasn't the beach, then it was a park.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy yourself in both locations?
Absolutely. Because all I really want to do is get to know you. I don't give a fuck about if we eating food. Like, that's cool and all, but I want to get to know who you are.
Let me tell you something about food.
Unless
Food.
you hungry.
Unless I'm hungry, but...
Niggas always hungry, though. We always hungry. Food.
But I
The
mean,
bad
shit,
food
we
can fuck up some
fucking-
shit.
Let's
Yeah.
make a sandwich and then go to the park or go to the
Yeah.
beach and chop it up. And get to know one another.
I
Like,
like
that's
that.
a date.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, babe?
I
What's the
guess it would
cheapest
be
date you ever been on?
then.
The beach?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to the beach.
Shout out, yeah.
That's-
Shout out to the beach.
Hey.
It's a good date.
Shout
Yeah.
out to the beach.
It's one of the best ones when you just get to talk to the person.
Get on the water.
Right.
That's it.
I really don't like the beach, but yeah, I've been there a couple times.
It's vibey.
Yeah, it's real vibey.
It's relaxing.
Yeah. I think the cheapest date I ever been on was a beach too. Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat free. Anywhere
But-
you go for
but,
free.
But I'm only saying like 17, 18. I thought the car was like a cheap date. You know, like pulling up and staying in the car. Does that
That
count
ain't
as a
no
date?
That ain't no date.
Okay, that ain't
no,
Okay,
yes, it can
wait,
be
hold
a
on,
date.
hold
Yes,
on.
it can.
Yeah,
Just
hold
asking,
on,
just
'cause
The
asking.
car can be a
Yeah,
date.
I'm
The
not-
car is a date.
I'm gonna say something right now because there ain't nothing like them fucking pull ups when you
Exactly.
sit in the car for
Right.
3 hours
Yeah, exactly.
chopping it the fuck
Yep.
up.
But
listening
that's
to
not
music.
a date.
That's what I'm asking.
Now that is a date.
Well, it depends. Okay,
not
So wait.
let's
Would you count it as a date?
If I got in the
That's what I
car,
was gonna say.
Because I was gonna say that would be my cheapest date.
Let's define what a date is. Is the date getting to know the person that you're just met,
Are going out.
or going out?
And,
To me,
and
it's
technically you
going
out the
out.
house. Technically you out the house, right?
I mean, you technically out the house, but it's. I mean, let's not get it twisted though. I don't want you to pull up and get to know
That's
me in the
just a
car the
change of
first time.
scenery.
Like, let's
Yeah,
that's
How
that's
would
not
you
the
feel
first
now
time.
if
But why
somebody
though?
did
Why
that
should
now?
that matter?
The first time, if they did that now,
How would you feel?
If I don't know you, I'm gonna be terrified.
Well, it
'cause-
depends on who the person is, because those is like 18 through 22 vibes. You feel me? So if you do meet somebody in your age bracket
18
that
to
can,
22 to
Yeah, 18
25.
Yeah, but I was never going on a first date in a car. A date like later, like if it's like our third, fourth, fifth, cool.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fine. We still chopping it up. But the first date, we not.
What you
gonna
mean,
pull up
like
in the car.
y'all usually like meet up?
in public.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would come back to the park or the beach.
y'all meet
like,
up.
Hey, nah, I'm saying y'all that scared of guys?
I mean,
Shit,
yeah, we gotta be
motherfucker.
real careful.
Nah, you do gotta be
Always.
careful. It's some weird, it's some
Always.
we know some weirdo niggas. It's some
That's
weirdo
deep.
niggas.
and that's a whole other
Yeah.
topic.
It ain't that many weirdo females. It's some weirdo niggas when it comes to that type of like.
The fact that we
Going
always
out.
gotta watch what we wearing, the fact that I have to act a certain way around men because automatically you're gonna assume, oh, I could do this, so I could do that. Like, yeah, we got a lot of shit to worry about.
We
I
do
wish
assume.
I wish women understood that. I wish we could change it, but we can't. That's just the way shit is. If you dress a certain way or you act a certain way around men are going to think that.
And I'm gonna say
That's
that
scary.
goes back to just what this country was built on, because it's always been that way.
Right.
Women will always looked at as lower standard or whatever have you. Men can take whatever, do whatever they want to do, and that's just the fucking trauma that gets passed down from the DNA of our country.
No, that's facts.
That's facts. You speaking truth right now.
Snap, snap.
Yeah, we gonna snap on that. And then I do want to go into a question that follows up this one. What is a good first date for our listeners from a woman's perspective? What is a good first date? Where do you think a guy should take a woman for a first date? What do you think is a good first date? I mean, for our age bracket as well, from people from 25 all the way up to 32.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, restaurants are
Nah, I'm
cool,
just fucking with you.
but like it goes back to what I said before. Like, as long as we could a good first date is just us getting to know each other and figure out who you are, and just like stop wasting time. Let's not get distracted by food. Let's not get distracted by loud music at a bar or at a club. Like,
Don't go to the movies.
yeah, like movies is the worst. Like, I'm not talking to you at all.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
it's just like, let's go somewhere where we can talk and get to know each other, and I can figure out, do I want to continue getting to know no, you're not.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
if you
glad
can
she
go
said
somewhere where you can
Uh-oh.
talk and get to know each other and also have good food and good drinks, that's like the best combination.
That's
Yeah.
And that's why I
true.
said like and I don't mean to like throw it out there to where it's like, oh, I'm trying to be on some wine and dine shit. But when you go to the nicer restaurants, you don't have to deal with loud shit.
That's
It's like the
true.
ambiance
Yeah.
is real
Right.
low.
Yeah.
So you can get at the table and you can really rap and then really just put
My
some
nigga
little
said
food on your
rap.
palate.
My nigga
Yeah.
said rap.
And it don't even have to be like a super nice restaurant. It could just be like a low key,
Get
like
rapping.
We could go to
You
In
know,
and Out.
just-
We can
What's
sit
happening?
outside. We can enjoy some sun.
In and out.
Hey,
Okay,
it's
so
not
look.
at the airport though.
Hey, she
I'm
loves
just
she
saying.
loves In and Out.
In and Out
Hey,
fire,
but look,
bro.
Hey, but look, so this is the follow up question to that because I'm glad you said that, Bria. This question is funny, but I think it's something that we should know. Is there a bad place to eat on the first date? Is there a bad place to eat on the first date?
I mean, if the food is whack, then yeah.
For me, it's like a long list of them.
What do you consider
What?
like?
Fridays, Chili's, Red Lobster.
So you're just talking about shitty ass restaurants then?
Yeah, like that shit be nasty as fuck. That shit is terrible.
Hey, I'm gonna write
Nigga, don't
this
go to
down.
no buffets. Don't never take no girl to no
Hey,
buffet,
I'll-
bro.
hey,
Unless
that's-
it's in Vegas.
That's
I love
funny because
Vegas
that's what I was gonna
buffets.
say.
Yeah,
Hey,
me too.
hey, that's funny because that's what I was gonna say. Never take a woman to a buffet. My
Never.
mom taught me that early in my.
Never,
She
bro.
said she gonna think you the cheapest nigga ever in the
That's-
world if you take her to a buffet.
I wouldn't have thought you was cheap. I'd just be like,
Hey,
hey,
'cause
because
I'm-
all the food I can get. Like,
Hey, because
this
I
is-
love, hey, because I love shakies, and I for sure would have took her to the
Shakey's?
1 p.m. buffet. Shakies
Long
is
as,
fire.
but long as y'all can rap though, right?
Rapping again.
Long as y'all can rap. Like, what is like honestly, like if you're not in a relationship, right,
Right.
and you're single, what is the purpose of a date?
Get
What is
to
the
know
purpose
person.
of you going on a date with somebody?
Right.
To get to know somebody, right? So it really shouldn't even matter where y'all go.
Shakey's
As
is
long
dark
as it's not
though.
too loud.
Right. As long
Gotta
as
get it
it's
better. Ambiance. Shakey's.
Okay, so before going into our deeper questions, what are you guys' deal breakers in relationship? What are your deal breakers?
Lack of respect.
Lack of respect.
And respect encompasses a lot. Respect can go into whatever, anything you want to bring up. It always comes back to respect and no communication. If you don't have no communication, I can't fuck with you.
Perfect.
Those
perfect.
so no communication.
If you don't have no communication,
hit
if you
you?
don't have no respect.
Nah, this.
that hit you different.
Look,
Huh?
I'm like snap out of it. Nah. it's- okay, so no communication.
Why?
So like
what's
no
that?
you gone just after that, like you in a relationship with the nigga. So I'm pretty sure, hold on. How you get in a relationship with somebody and you didn't know they had bad communication problems?
No, so like for instance, if you're getting to know somebody, y'all dating whatever, and if things happen, because things happen within a relationship, if you're not telling me about a problem that you're dealing with or that you have with me, or if I have a problem with you and I don't talk to you about it, that's on me.
Right.
Or that's on you if you don't talk to me about it. Like, because all that's going to do is just continue the problem and continue the problem. We're not going to talk about shit, not going to solve nothing. And what's going to happen? The shit's going to end.
That was greatly stated.
So I look at a deal breaker as just something that happens and it's just like no tolerance.
Okay.
I mean, are we on the same page when it comes to that? Or no?
What?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I feel like y'all want to like hear cheating or something like that. And
Nah, that's what?
I ain't gonna say that.
That is
I am
a deal breaker, though.
That
I
is-
am.
That is a deal breaker.
right here today cheating. Number one deal breaker. Yep.
Is that your deal breaker?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I didn't been through it. I didn't been through it too many times to even.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like once you value yourself and you put yourself, when you put yourself and you know,
What you want?
I hate to be cliche, yeah, but if you know your worth, bro, you're not gonna ever deal with cheating. It's
Right.
over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think at that time I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I was still trying to figure shit out myself. But now, nah,
All right.
made your
all right.
decision. It's
Well,
over.
I didn't answer, so I'm gonna answer. So,
Lack of sex too. It's over.
Ooh, yeah.
It's over.
Mm.
Go on, get out,
Yep.
so
or I'm gonna get out.
Before you, my deal breakers was if my son didn't like you, I didn't like you. If my daddy didn't like you, I couldn't mess with you. If you dirty, you don't like to clean up after yourself, we couldn't be together.
Damn,
I'm gonna stop right there.
I need to redo the list.
I know if my mama don't like you. That ain't it. If
Now, hold
my
on,
kids don't
I
like
need to
you-
revisit this daddy shit.
What's your
Pops don't like him. You can't fuck with him.
Nah,
Right.
it's not gonna work.
You taking notes?
Nah, cause it's kind of like that. I got 6 sisters, bro.
Yeah.
So and the mom. So one of my things is if
like
that don't really work, it can't really work. And it's mostly because I know my family. My family is accepting. You know what I'm saying? They accepting good people. You know what I'm saying? It's, they never seen a person that they don't like. You get what I'm saying? So I know if there's an issue there, it's not them, it's you. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I wish I knew that a long time ago. Because Brielle, man, no, I'm just playing. But nah.
Hey, how did you get in Pop's good graces? Like,
honest to God, I don't know.
I would like to hear that.
Honest to God, I don't know.
Nah, you know what it is? I was just about to say that, bro. You just was being you.
Yeah.
Pop's already seen it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't take long for people, family members, to tell what type of guy you are. Like, this nigga gonna play with my daughter, or is this nigga gonna be real? It don't take long to see that type of shit.
Right.
Even, I ain't gonna even say what I was about to say, because then I got people watching. My people might be watching. Nah, but for real, like, I feel like I be standoffish a lot of times, like when my sisters bring me around.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because I
try to read them too.
I really don't know these niggas' intentions. You get what I'm saying? And so things that I've been through in the past, it just make me stand off. And people like, yeah, you don't talk to them. Just like, I say it was happening. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy because I don't have sisters, so I always think that would have been awkward for me because especially I'm very outspoken, bro.
Right.
Like, no matter how people think I'm so cool and chill, like when shit is not sitting well with me, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to know. I don't know. I'll tell a priest that I don't like shit. That's just how I am. Like, something doesn't sit well with me, I'm going to say why it doesn't sit well with me, right? Mm-hmm. So my situation with that is if I was a brother, middle, baby, oldest, I wouldn't know how to deal. That's probably why I don't have any sisters. I wouldn't know how to deal with a nigga. But I have a daughter now. So I'm getting so much, and but this is the thing, I'm getting
You're going to have some problems.
Everybody going to have problems, man. I'm talking about with me. Everybody is going to have problems. But this is what I'm saying. The thing that's crazy is I'm noting a lot of different things from different people, and I'm learning, right? Because I have an older brother, he has a daughter, and I'm learning from him as well. I'm starting to realize that, like, your daughter has to make mistakes.
So, everybody do, bro.
Right. And but it's hard for me because it's like,
right.
Damn, if I had a sister, like, don't do it. Like, you're stupid. Like, I'm looking at you and I know this nigga ain't shit. Like,
that's gonna be the hardest thing about parenthood, bro.
Right.
And it's just like, knowing they getting ready to make the mistake that you know they about to do.
Right.
And you can't do nothing about it.
And I think about it in that trajectory, like, damn, if I'm a parent and I'm looking like, damn, baby, don't do it. Like, she gonna really do what she wants to do. So it's like, now I have to really mold my mind differently. But I'm glad I'm growing. But the question you did ask me, how, like, when I met her dad, he was huge, bro. Like, I was like, whoa, like.
Oh, he big?
Yeah, like 6'3", 6'4", and I'm probably downplaying him. He probably 6'6".
I probably would have had. I would have had to reconsider, like.
And then he gives you like Suge Knight vibes, you know,
right.
Like. So it's like I was talking to him, but you know, I'm myself because I feel like if you don't like me, then you don't like me. That's just what it is. But he was very accepting, you know. I think he was the most straightforward dad I ever met in my life. Honestly, it was just like, "How you doing? What's up? Hey, man, you know, like just makes you know, just put me to the side, talk to me." And he's actually a father figure in my life now, fully. Like, you know, like
that's dope.
He gives me good advice. So I just think personally, like when I first met him, I can give everybody the advice of just being yourself. Because if they don't like you, you don't know. You know, like that's just what it is. I'm not finna fake the funk. If that's how I could say.
Nah,
that.
you can't fake being you.
I'm not gonna fake the funk. I feel like most people do fake meeting when they meet people. Like, don't be fake. Yeah. Don't be fake. Because I personally think that that's something that I've seen over time. People be fake all the time when they meet parents, and that shit don't work. Parents know, they sniff that shit.
And why
out.
would you even want to be fake? I mean, damn.
To be liked.
Like,
to be liked.
On, you about to be in this person's, like, your goal is to be with this person, be included in their family. Like, you don't want to be
Not
fake.
always, though.
That's
Sometimes
true.
that's why they be fake.
Yeah, that's true. You right.
All right.
Everybody don't that's what I said. Everybody don't have the intentions, and it's like at the age that we at now, and I be looking, it's like, man, it's like, if you really think about it, it's just like the situation with like men and women, right? It's like, especially like, I'm 33, right?
Damn, no,
right. But the women you meet, it's like, okay, most likely they gonna have kids. Most, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on. I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's an integrated family. Whoop. And then you think like, oh, most of these niggas, they not really lining up to be good guys.
Right.
men are not lined up to be good guys. Men are not lined up to take on your insecurities and your mistrust that you got from last relationships, your kids from last relationships. Men are not lined up to do that. Men are lined up to have sex.
Facts.
They line up because they want to have sex with you. You get what I'm saying? But the real part about being in a relationship with somebody or a woman, men ain't lined up to do that.
I'm glad you brought this up. So we gonna ask an interesting question because I know that it takes a lot to people to get to marriage. You know, and people go through a different process, go through a lot of shit, a lot of different events that happen during their process of being in a relationship. So I do have a question: who benefits more from marriage, the guys or the women?
I'm learning, bro. That's not no definite answer. It just really all depends on who you marry.
That's deep.
That's a good answer.
No, it really is. It all depends on who you marry. Because if you marry the right one, y'all both could just be getting everything that y'all wanted out of life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just not marrying somebody that's...
I agree.
Can I ask a question, though?
Yeah.
What do you have to get married? Because I'm coming from a standpoint or a perspective, I should say, where I don't want to say I don't believe in marriage, but I don't necessarily believe that you have to get married in order for things to be a certain way.
Nah, you definitely don't. And if you really look at marriage, what is marriage?
What is marriage?
Well, let's speak on it from the let's speak on it.
What
from
is marriage or not being?
Let's speak on
married?
it from a lens of why I proposed and why I'm in my situation.
I already know.
You want somebody to have everything if you leave. You know, like you want somebody to be able to benefit from your life. And not just that, it's the whole idea of actually having that last name becoming family. That's just me though. I feel like seeing another person's last name on that certificate, it identifies you as family now, you know? It identifies you as being a part of my generational wealth or what I'm building as one. And to give somebody that title is very important. You know, like, you don't just trust people to say, hey, I'm going to put you on my paperwork and you can have everything. Like, I don't know how many women can say the same, but I know for a man, it's like, we don't trust. You know, like, we don't trust. So it's like, we can tell you we love you, we can tell you all this, but for me, for you to have my social security, most likely you won't have it. You know, like, if I just known you for a couple of years, 3 years, we're dating, you're still not going to get my social security number. Like, that's just not it. I feel like a woman will give her, it is my opinion, I feel like a woman will give her social security before a man, and that's that type of trust that I think men have with women. But if I can lay my head down every night and somebody can tell me a lie about you and I can say no, and know for a fact that that's not true, that signifies everything. And then seeing that last name, like, ooh, Mary sounds like it's stupid when it comes down to the other ways people think about it. But at the same time, it's beneficial for both parties because if anything happens to me, you're in charge of everything and I trust you.
I never heard it broke down like that, Gotti.
Yeah, that's
as far as
that's
like
my opinion, though.
But if you think about it, that is really what marriage stemmed from. Like, that's how it really got started. It was with, like, different families coming together for financial gain.
Right.
So that's where marriage really stemmed from. So it's like, I can understand what you're saying. You really want it I want you to be a part of my family.
Yeah.
That I could see that. And I feel that. That's cool.
So it's kind of like that's like almost like the highest honor.
That's my highest honor.
That's what it seemed like. Because honestly, that's the only thing I could see from marriage. Anything else, I'm always just like, we could do this shit and not be married.
But I've seen people.
But then, like I said, you leave yourself unprotected too.
Yeah, because I see people get treated so badly after somebody they loved and had a partnership with dies. Like, I've seen.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you on that aspect. Yeah, I agree with you on that aspect because, I mean, that's the only way motherfuckers could really get taken.
And that's the first thing they want to say. You was just his girlfriend for 36 years, bitch. I need all that.
Shout out to Kirsten. What's the deal? Shout out to Mila. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Keith. Everybody up in here. Sorry, man. We've been getting into this conversation. I ain't been looking at the chat that much, but shout out to y'all. Yeah, my bad. But if y'all wanted to elaborate more on that, y'all can. I do have one more question to follow up that one, though.
Mando, let's shoot it.
All right. So what's the purpose of a relationship, especially these days when you have so many free spirits and apps? What does relationships do for you these days? Why would you choose to be in a relationship? Because I feel like so many people in our age bracket that has nobody, they have their, you know, like in general, when I say has nobody, like nobody in mind, they're not thinking about a relationship. What would make a person these days? I mean, honestly, if I was single, 30 years old, and I'm just speaking in reference to what if, that'll be hard to, because there's so much going on now. It's like you can be pleased in so much pleasurable ways.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
And I don't want the men to look at me crazy. You know what I'm saying when I say this. But honestly, I really feel like when you get to a certain age and you not looking for a relationship, is immaturity. And that's all it is.
I agree with that.
What about women?
You know, they got a lot of little backdroppy as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might be, the last nigga did me too dirty.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like he did me too dirty and I don't trust. I'll never love again like I loved before. You know, they fairy tale-ish.
I don't think. I mean, maybe for some women, but I can speak for myself. And I would want a relationship because I really just want to be able to share experiences with you. I want to be able to share my life with you, if depending on how I feel about you. So obviously, if I'm getting into a relationship with you, that means that we have this connection, we have this bond, and I want to strengthen that. I want to make that greater. So I do want to be with you in that sense. So that's why I would want a relationship, like just to grow.
Can I elaborate why I said that? Because the reason why I said once you get to a certain age, if you don't want a relationship, is immaturity. Because once you get to a certain age, it's time to start building.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really time to start building. And so it's like, I really can't imagine myself in my mid-30s and just being single. Like, what's going on with me? Like, honestly, like for real. Like I'm already supposed to be on some shit, building towards this and that. Because I mean, you want certain things out of life, and shit not getting no cheaper.
But
you get what I'm saying?
Consider,
you need a partner.
Also consider too, like I feel you, but you also have to consider the fact that you're saying in my mid-30s I would be so mad or upset if I was single. But keep in mind too that not everything works out on the timeline in which you want it to.
This is true.
You may have other things that you might need to get done first before you give all of your energy and all of your time to another individual.
But right, you absolutely right with that. But originally, what I was saying, when you get to a certain age and you don't want a relationship, you got people in their mid-30s that still in the club every weekend, or still just, you know what I'm saying, like, I gotta mess with this girl, I gotta have them lined up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not focused on building at all. You focus on, like, you still focused on fun.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's why I said it becomes immature at that point.
And I absolutely agree with that.
It's not for everybody either.
I absolutely agree about it.
I don't see how. I don't think that's one of them things like college. College ain't for everybody, but it's like we not meant to be by ourselves. I'm a firm believer in that.
That's deep.
I don't think.
I believe that too, but I do believe that certain people have certain issues.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't work through them fully to connect with someone
else.
else.
Yeah.
I think some people are just too selfish. That's just really what it is. Like, some people want everything their way, and if they don't have it their way, they're not going to be in a relationship.
Tell them.
That's true.
And I personally believe that because I have, individual friends that are like that. Like, they know, like, they want to cheat. So, like, if you're not allowing them to cheat, like, why should we be in a relationship, and why should I even make you a main? Like, that doesn't matter. Then it's like, you're selfish in that way, but at the same time, like, why would you want to cheat on your girl if that's your girl? But
what's
it's
the
like,
point of getting in a relationship if you just want to cheat?
No, see, I'm not an advocate for cheating, but I gotta say this: cheating just comes from lack. You get what I'm saying? That's all cheating is. It just comes from lack. Like, or I'm gonna say this for men: some men just really can't control
their urges.
You know what I'm saying?
What is that? Lack of what?
That's a lack of self-control.
It's just
That's a lack of
discipline.
self-control. Who was I having this talk with the
But
other day?
but that's the question. That's the question that I have for those that are out there. If you have a lack of self-control, honestly, does that make you? Does that mean you're settling?
So what do you mean?
Because
settling?
some people will argue with you that because they have desirable needs and they have this fantasy world that they would like to I guess you could say make true. Why would they get one woman?
You mean like he want multiple women?
Yeah, so that's why I think some dudes think like that, because they believe that self-control means you're actually settling. I've heard that from many individuals before.
Yeah. Because the one thing, yeah.
I think that just goes back to the immaturity, though. Like, if you think that because you want to be with multiple women.
Not necessarily, because there's women out here that allow their niggas to be with multiple women.
Well, that depends on the terms of their relationship, too.
And we also have to identify what is immature.
What he touched on was just like you're being immature because you don't want to build and you still want to be with women in the streets. You don't really have a plan for your life. You just want to fuck.
Right.
You just want to fuck this, fuck that, and just be all up in whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's where that comes from. But if you're talking about having multiple women, or that's different. That's just niggas just.
But does that make being immature negative? That's just a question, because I've been in these conversations, and
of course it does.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. I'm only asking.
Everybody just live your life. Like I don't necessarily like to judge. I don't. If you personally feel like you're immature, regardless of what your definition, if it's negative or a good thing or whatever, just don't judge it. Just don't fuck with the person. They immature. Okay, cool, whatever. Just
be honest, please.
Shout out to everybody that's honest.
Man, that's.
All right.
Shout out to everybody that's honest for real.
So my last question to y'all, then we're gonna go into the this or that segment. Have you ever been in love, and why? Like, how did you know you was in love?
It's a feeling for me. It's all a feeling, and what I'm willing to do for you.
And notice I'm saying in love, not loving somebody in love. What makes you know that you're? Have you ever been in love? Then what made you feel like you were in love?
The chemistry.
Right. I'm gonna have to go with her answer.
Right.
I'm ready to if I'm ready to take it there, then that's how you know it's there.
What about you?
When I seen that we could actually build on something, like we can have more kids, we can go buy a house together, we can do this together, I knew I was in love.
A lot of people don't understand, bro. It's like I said, once you get to a certain age, it's just some shit in life just become more important than other shit. And right now, I'm at the age where certain shit is more important than other shit. So it's like, if we ain't building like any relationship that I got, like not just with my girl or not, it's homies and everything. Niggas need to get cut off. There ain't no time for none of that shit no more. I'm not about to be 40 still talking about high school.
Right.
So I guess sorry to cut you off,
no problem,
but I think that would kind of answer your question as far as immaturity, whether you look at it as a bad or a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on what that person is doing and what your values is compared to that person, and if you could fuck with it. If not, then
so Kirsten said, I knew I was in love when I started to truly think about the other person before I did certain things. I agree. Yeah. I think something that
I don't like that answer.
You don't like that answer?
Nah.
Because that means that you're being what? Putting that self person before you need to put yourself first?
Shout out Kirsten. But the reason why I don't like that answer is because like I feel like that needs to be elaborated on. Like
she said, like being considerate.
Like consideration is just all across the board. Like I'm considerate every fucking day of everybody that I'm around.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Not just the person that I'm in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about when I started thinking about the other person before I did things, what are these things that we're speaking of?
Yeah, because I could piggyback off, I think, of what you're saying. It's just like basically, just because I'm considering or thinking of you doesn't mean I'm in love. It could probably just be issues that I might be dealing with, and I'm always putting that person above myself.
Or like, I'm not saying she's wrong. I just want that to be elaborated on a little bit more so I can understand what she's talking about. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's how she knew she was in love.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I just want to elaborate so I can understand a little more because I took that as.
Hey, Kirsten, you want to call in? You should call in.
I took that as. She said, like, yeah.
Call in, girl.
Hey, don't make me call in. She about to call in.
Every time she call in, always on my head. I don't.
Look, we ain't even got the line up. People probably was trying to call in.
Oh wow.
It's
We
all-
had the line.
Nah,
I pressed the line.
Nah, the line coming up right now. Don't even trip. It's about to come on right now, Kirsten. But what I did want to add on there, I knew I was in love when it came to this type of scenario where it was like,
Vanessa over here talking too.
yeah,
ahead, girl.
Vanessa talking too. I was gonna say something that made me know that I was really in love was the awkwardness that disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
You know that when you're around somebody, you get awkward, like you don't know what else to say, or if there needs to be it feels like something needs to be in order. Like when you can just sit there and know that it's naturally there,
Yeah.
that's when I know that it's something more than just a regular ass, like we're just dating and
That's
it's cool.
that chemistry.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that really made me like say, yeah, this is it. And you know, this is the first person I've had some awkward conversations with.
Especially when you don't have chemistry with everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Exactly.
like,
So,
it's
that's
kind of
hard
like,
to
you
come
know,
by.
yeah.
Hey, so I'm sorry to all my listeners, but it is open now. Line is open. All right.
She must have said that motherfucker about 40 times. Like, shit, it ain't going through.
Welcome to the Black Barbershop. Who am I speaking with?
Now, Ace. Now, you know not to make me call in and get on your head.
Nah,
you know this.
did you hear what I said, though? I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want you to elaborate on that because I didn't understand you saying that. Like, I don't get.
Okay, so when you're single, you don't really have to be considerate of the other person, even if you're not married to that person. When you're in a relationship with that person, you're technically single until you're married. So you don't technically have to be considerate of that other person or whatever it is that they're going through. So say a specific situation that like I've been in, right, to where say if I got like a baby mama harassing me or something like that. Now the old Shayna would have just beat the bitch ass, right?
Right.
But I have to be considerate of my partner and his relationship with his child and things that she can do because of my actions. So that's how I realized, wow, I'm in love with this nigga because I'm putting my pride aside and I'm also being considerate and thinking of things ahead of certain repercussions that can affect him. Or I'm being considerate with maybe not hanging out with my guy friends as late as I would, you know, when I was single or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's
or
a no
before
nizzo.
Before I
No.
decided to love.
That's
to
a
love
no
this person
nizzo.
with everything that came with him.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I feel
Is
what you're
that
saying.
enough elaboration for you?
Nah, but what if you actually
Ace, is
didn't?
that enough elaboration
What if you
for
actually didn't beat the baby mama up just because of the simple fact, you know, if you probably would have took it there and then the relationship would have just been over?
I know I don't, but that's being considerate because if I didn't care about him, I would have just been like, fuck it. I needed to be in that relationship anyway because this bitch
That's
is crazy and she's
respect.
harassing me.
Right.
That's respect. I feel you. Hey,
But
shout
at the
out
end of
to
the day,
Kirsten.
nothing that happens between her and I is going to personally affect me. It's only going to affect him and his situation with his child. And that's what
Facts.
I feel like, wow, like I actually love this person because I'm thinking about this and I'm not thinking about being this specific, you know, person, like the old me that would have just been like, okay, well, bitch, you up at my job, so what the fuck is up? Like, no, I was like, you know what? I'm going to act like I got some sense, and I'm going to think about how this is going to affect him.
Right.
And that's what I knew, like, wow, I must really like this person, or I must really love this person, because any other time, I would have been like, I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me, because I'm not no puck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, shout out to Kirsten. You sound like you live on Avalon. Nah, I'm just messing with you though. But thank you for your elaboration. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
Of course. Love y'all.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, yeah, Kirsten just elaborated. How you feel about that, Ace?
I mean, hanging out with the guy friends, like, yeah, that's a for sure for no is no. And then, yeah.
All right, so we're going to go into our segment, this or that. So this is pertaining to everybody. You have to answer. It's either this or that.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, let's lighten it up. Let's get this. Let's see this. Pump it up.
All right.
Wifey got to wake up. She over there slumped.
All right, so this segment is called This or That. So I'm going to go with the first This or That. Kanye or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Kanye or Jay-Z?
I've been a Jay-Z fan my whole life, so I got to go to Jay-Z. That was tough, though.
All right. I'm going to go with Kanye.
Of course.
Okay. All right. As youngins, we all grew up on these two movies. I'm not sure if the ladies are familiar with it, but let's go into it. Space Jam or Like Mike?
Space Jam for sure.
I didn't really
I
care
could
about
watch
Space
Like
Jam.
Mike any day. Like Mike.
Wait, hold on. Can I ask this? Are you a Bow Wow fan? Were you a Bow Wow fan?
I like Bow Wow.
Okay. That's probably
What
what it
about
was.
you?
Yeah, I didn't really care about Space Jam.
The fuck? Wait, what type of set is I'm on right now? What type of shit is this right here?
Maybe-
What Okay.
I honestly, yeah, we used to watch it at school almost
Let me
every
calm
fucking
down.
day.
I gotta, where am I at?
And I was just over it. I'm like, fucking Space Jam again. So fuck Space Jam. Like Mike.
Shit.
Shout out to Bow Wow.
This is really crazy right now. Niggas just picking Like Mike over Space Jam.
I'm sure Space Jam was probably a better movie, but fuck it. I hated both of them.
I can't watch Space Jam like anytime, any day. I can't. I can watch.
I think I can because it takes me back to like I remember when I went to go see Space Jam like the actual day
I don't remember that.
as a kid. Like that's one of my memories where it was like that and Toy Story, Lion King too.
Do girls really even, I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. Do girls
Nah, girls
care
really.
about these
Yeah,
movies?
it was.
Like,
But Lola Bunny was like a real. She was like a real factor in that movie. So you know what I'm saying. They brought the girls in.
I guess.
All right. So we're going to go into another one.
Did you answer?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't answer, huh? I'm going to go with Space Jam because I love Michael Jordan.
All right.
Just me, though.
Hey, that Michael Jordan doc though.
Yeah.
I know I'm hella late, but yeah, that shit was great.
Hey, but just the way that, just the way that Space Jam started, it's just legendary. The way it started with his dad, he's playing in the backyard.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
just dope as fuck. That's just me though.
See, that just
Like
seemed
niggas
a
really
childhood
thought that was Jordan.
movie
Like
for
you know what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah, I thought that was his dad.
Like
and
this
everything.
had to be
Yeah.
how Jordan started playing basketball
And then,
right here.
and then they had the little nigga from Soul Food.
Yeah.
He played, yeah, all right.
It's perfect.
All right. iPad or laptop?
I'm gonna go with a laptop, bro. The iPads is it's like you like the way they look, but when you start trying to do shit on them, it's like nah, I can't fuck with this.
Can't
All
really
right.
do too much.
I'm going to go with laptop as well. All right. Baby Boy or The Wood?
The Wood.
Woo. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Wood too. I'm not really a big fan of Baby Boy like that, bro.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
I remember when I first saw it, I was just like, "This is."
Right? It was like it's like Baby Boy is like cultural for
Right.
sure,
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not hating on it.
for sure.
Wood is too,
But
though.
the Wood is a way better movie, way better
Yeah.
actors,
Dang.
Sorry.
way better storyline. Everything is better about the Wood.
Okay.
I
What about
watched
you,
it with
babe?
somebody.
I don't know. That's really hard.
You got to choose one, this or that.
All right. I'm gonna just say the Wood.
Factuals.
I'm going to say The Wood, too.
Factuals.
See?
The brother,
Mm-hmm.
that's legendary.
Stacey?
Stacy, yeah, Stacy was legendary. Stacy still getting roles off of that shit.
Yep.
All right. Black
Playing
or,
Stacy,
It's
Right.
okay.
Black or gray?
Ooh.
huh?
Black or gray?
I'm gonna go black.
That's kind of random. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess black.
Yeah,
What am I gonna say about gray?
just like a gray area.
It's common.
Okay.
It's common.
It's like a common area.
It's common colors too that people like. They love gray
Black.
or black.
I'm gonna fuck with black, bro.
All right. I'm gonna go with gray.
Black is like the dopest shit in
I'm
the world.
gonna go with gray. I love gray. All right. Audi or BMW?
Audi. BMWs are not that great.
You know what, bro? I'm keeping 1,000 with you. I don't know.
You got to choose one. Though, this or that.
Okay. Fuck.
Do you like
I'm gonna
one better than the other just by looking at it?
go. No. I'm gonna go with the B. I like the new BMW trucks. I'm gonna fuck with the BMW.
All right.
I like the interiors of the BMW right now. I like where they going with their shit. You know what I'm saying? They getting the wider screens, and then the dashboard kind of extends to the side doors.
Yeah,
Oh.
BMWs are very aesthetically more pleasing than an Audi. But I'm thinking more so along the lines of
reliancy,
like,
yeah.
like BMWs, you pay a lot for some shit. Like I could have just, my Hyundai is still 10 years strong.
Righteous.
All right.
I'm gonna say Audi.
Okay. This one is for all of us. Weaves or braids?
High braids.
Braids.
It depends, bro. It depends. It depends.
This nigga Ace.
It depends. I like them. Because the type of braids I like to see my shorty in is the ones like, you know what I'm saying, the straight backs, like
Dookie
2 or like
braids.
5. Nah, just the big ones. But sometimes they got a little pattern. But then sometimes when the weave in, or you know what I'm saying, they be looking like that.
So you gotta choose one.
Curl it up.
This or that.
I'm gonna go with the braids.
All right,
You did all that to go with the braids.
I'm gonna go with braids too.
I'll go with the braids. The braids be looking natural, like, you know what I'm saying.
The braids is natural.
I'm saying, nah, sometimes, you know, they throw the little shit in there.
All right.
All braids ain't
Oh,
natural.
shit.
All braids ain't natural.
All right. So this is an awkward one because you said the other one was awkward. Slauson or Florence?
Florence.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Florence, too.
Time out, my nigga.
Slauson
Time
or
out, my
Florence?
nigga. Slauson or Florence?
I'm
Oh,
just say
no.
Florence. I only say Florence. whether it's closer to
Slauson
Florence.
is iconic. I'm going, look. I'm gonna go with Slauson, bro. Slauson is iconic, bro.
What made you come up with these questions?
Slauson's
Like,
what I
It's either
mean.
this
I
or
mean,
that.
yeah, it's just, you know.
All right. We got 2 more.
Wait, you didn't answer.
I choose Slauson.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
It's closer to the west.
But hold on, why Florence? What the fuck is Florence?
Because those are 2 streets that are actually, to me.
No,
if-
I want to know from their point of view. They picked Florence.
Oh, yeah.
Why Florence?
Because we live close to Florence. That's the only reason
You're not
why.
gonna catch us on Slauson.
Okay.
That's funny. That's funny, though. That's
I mean, you
really
got
funny.
no. Let me just go down the line. You got to think of what's on Slauson. Fox Hills.
They not thinking
No,
about
no.
that, though. When you think...
Fox Hills.
Think about the swap.
Fox Hills.
But you think about imagery.
Mike's Deli. Simply Wholesome. La Louisiane.
The TMC
Slauson is like Black
Simply
Avenue when
yes.
you get in that area.
Simply
Yeah, the
Wholesome.
Overhill. Come on, man.
Nothing
All
on
right.
Florence.
I know.
Yeah, what's up? That's what I said. What's on Florence?
Woody's.
Arco. McDonald's. Laundromat.
Not shit.
That's some funny shit, man. That's funny.
All right.
I can't believe y'all said that shit.
All right. Two more. So the 2 more. Crocs or flip-flops?
Crocs all the way.
For sure,
Fucking
Crocs.
love my Crocs.
Yeah, the Crocs look bomb. I need some.
I'm picking Crocs over Nikes right now, nigga.
Yeah,
yeah.
Crocs as well. And lastly, Fat Burgers or Five Guys?
Five Guys.
Mm.
I'm over Fat Burger.
Ooh.
That's
I'm
the last
not
one.
gonna even lie to you. I gotta go with Fat Burger, bro.
Yeah, I remember when I had Five Guys burger and I was so let down because everybody talked.
Same here.
It's just everybody
Same
hyped it up
here.
like,
Are you
Five
serious?
Guys. Now let me tell
Five
you,
Guys be fire though. Five Guys
is
fire as
good,
fuck.
But I prefer the Cajun fries over the burger.
The fries.
So that means that I'm gonna have to fuck with Fat Burgers.
Yeah, Fat Burgers got it all around,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
I've been getting disappointed by Fat Burger lately.
I ain't been to Fat Burger in a long ass time.
Last
I would
time-
take
last time we
In
went-
and Out over both them though.
Last time we went, it was bomb though.
When?
Unless you went without me. Look at you. Look, you
No.
went without me. Yep,
The last
she went
time
without
you
me.
invited me
The last time we went to the concert, that's when we had Fat Burgers, right?
to the concert.
Ooh, that's crazy.
What concert? To the
No, you
concert.
brought it to me when I was pregnant at the party.
At the party.
Oh, I didn't have that Fat Burgers. That was your Fat
Exactly.
Burgers. Yeah. Yeah.
But for the record, I'll take In and Out over both of them.
In and out.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'll take Fat Burgers. All right.
Is it?
So let's go into Don't F My Cut Up. This is another segment. This is our last segment. Then we're going to go into our takeaways, okay? You ready?
Let's go.
Righteous.
I really want to work this out, but I don't think it's going to change.
Wait, how does this work? What can you
Oh, I
break down
know.
the rules for
Oh,
me,
I'm doing
please?
song lyrics, and you can tell me the artist or the name of the song.
Oh god. Say it again.
I really want to work this out, but I don't think it's going to change.
Oh, Marion.
Nope, that's Usher.
Oh.
Let It Burn.
No, it's
Let It
not.
Burn.
Oh.
Yeah, Usher, he got it right.
Damn.
You just looking
Are
at
you
me.
sure?
Y'all just looking at me like I don't know. All right, this is another one. Saw the police, they rolled right past me, no flexing.
Oh.
Didn't even look at a nigga's direction as I ran the intersection.
Well, yeah,
Ice
you know
Cube.
who That is.
Not
Today
Yeah,
was a
I
good day.
Y'all know that. All right. I'll never get over you till I find out something new that get me high like you.
Why do I know this?
Yep, you do know this.
Say it again.
I'll never get over you until I find something new that get me high like you.
Damn.
It's like some Janae.
I know that.
Y'all know this because this is a
no.
platinum selling artist.
Because you and I.
Wait, say it
speaking,
again.
so-
You not say that. Say it again.
Slow.
I'll never get over you until I find something new that get me high like you do.
LMA?
LMA, yeah. Boot up.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit.
I know
Okay,
people listening
okay.
to this like, come on, y'all.
Yeah. Oh
All right,
shoot.
all right. So shout out to y'all for trying to get all the answers. Y'all got them though. All right. So now we finna go into takeaways. If there's anything that you would like people to take away from this conversation, what would you want them to take away? I'm gonna start with Ace. What would you want people to take away?
Damn,
from
on the first one. My takeaway today is basically I'm gonna just talk to the fellas right now. If you at a certain age and you're not trying to, like, I feel like in life, a woman is a part of the building process. You get what I'm saying? So if you at a certain age and you don't feel like you need to be with a woman in order to build, like, that's, to me, like I said on the show, it's a sign of immaturity, and we need to get our shit together because time is running out. Time is going by fast. You really look at it, this whole year damn near almost gone, and we ain't did shit. Corona didn't shut us down. Time is moving fast. It's time to build. Get everybody from around you that don't need to be around you, that's not giving you positivity, that's not giving you good advice, that's not giving you great energy. You don't got time for people that's coming around with bad energy, none of that. Get the right people in your circle and you'll be able to flourish for real. I'm really seeing that.
All right. What about you, Bria? What would you want people to take away from this conversation if you could have them take away anything?
I would definitely want people to take away the fact that you always want to make sure when you're dealing with somebody, make sure that you have the utmost respect for them and make sure that you always communicate. Always.
Okay, I like that. That's the relationship advice right there. Okay. And what about you, baby? What you got for them?
I think you should always be honest with yourself, be honest with your wants and needs, and be honest with your intentions.
All right.
That was beautiful.
Hey, I like that.
That was beautiful.
And then for me, I would tell people to take accountability. Make sure that you're actually putting in the same efforts as your spouse. I think that that's something that I've learned that a lot of us have spoke on. You want to make sure you're actually reflecting the person you're dating. You know, you don't want to be dating somebody who's actually nowhere near the image that you have of yourself or what is actually being perceived from you to the community out there. I think we always go for the looks and we don't look at the inside. We look for the outside. If you start looking for the outside, make sure that at least you can have those similarities that come together for you to know that the insides connect, you know? And yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Black Barbershop. Everybody out there, make sure y'all go check out by Bria Imani. Make sure you check out Yoga with Bria. Make sure you check out A1 Fades and you check out _IM West. Y'all have a good day, and I hope y'all have a great Taco Tuesday.
Bye.
Peace.